Good evening. Welcome to Expat Insights. I'm your host Raju Mandhyan. Here at Expat Insights, we take external views of internal successes of foreigners, immigrants and expats who have made Philippines their home and are doing good in the Philippines in their businesses, in their corporate social responsibility actions, or anything in life. And most of them, of course, partner with Filipinos here. Today, we have a guest who is originally German, more American, and a lot more Filipino. He has made Philippines his home for the last 10 years, is married to a Filipino, has 3 lovely kids, and is what is known as an executive coach. He is the president of Fortune 100 Coaches International. He has worked in countries like India, Japan, and China, and of course the Philippines. And he's going to share with us what coaching is all about and how do you change lives through coaching. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome my really big guest, Bjorn Martinoff.
Thank you, Raju. It's a pleasure being here.
So Bjorn, tell me about what makes you such a big coach.
Well, first of all, what's hard to overlook is my size. Usually when I do any kind of programs or public seminars, I have to announce my height right away because otherwise people can't think of anything else for the rest of the seminar. So just to the viewers out there, I'm 6'8". Or 203 centimeters.
6'8"?
In metric, 6'8". Yeah.
How many chairs do we need to bring in here?
Maybe 2 more?
I had to remove half my table.
Yeah, that's right. There used to be a glass top on here.
And it's gone.
It's gone. But, you know, there's room for my knees now.
So Bjorn, tell me, what brought you into coaching? What drew you into coaching? When and how did you say, I want to be an executive coach?
You know, I kind of like stumbled into that. I was at a point in my career where I thought I'd hit a glass ceiling. Mm-hmm. And I saw that there was great difficulty moving beyond that. And so I was starting to seek out some wisdom that would help me in the process of fully exploring my potential but also actualizing it. Mm-hmm. And this is what got me started on that search.
What's the difference?
It's like a journey, you know, it's a journey of self-development.
What's the difference between fully realizing your potential and then actualizing it? What's the difference?
Well, realizing is to me, what that means is that in my mind, I know what's possible.
Yeah?
Yeah? So, however, I have not yet created that in a physical world.
Right,
And actualizing it is in actually creating that.
So you see it in your mind's eye?
I saw it 10 years ago. I saw it in my mind's eye. I'll be an international or global executive coach, which I am today.
Right.
So today I'm actually at another crossroads, trying to figure out what's next for me as a person, right. such as I was at a crossroads 10 years ago. But actually we're at crossroads almost every moment in our life.
What kind of changes did you have to make in your behavior, in your things you did in life back then to become who you are now from what you were?
It's almost opposite of what I was back then.
Yeah, so what did you have to do?
I used to be very shy, you know. I couldn't speak out in front of people. If I'd be talking to more than one person at a time, I'd be stuttering even.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I'd really had to discover myself in the process and discover my own power, discover my own confidence. Yeah. And because I've gone through this transition, this change, this journey, I'm now able to also help others do the same thing. So, even though most of my clients will not be shy, they're already executives. Right. So they've already mastered a lot of that on their own.
No, so did you have to follow a certain procedure, a certain process to get to who you are? Or did somebody help you? Did somebody coach you?
Oh yeah, I had many coaches along the way. I had masters and gurus and people who helped me and people who wanted to see me grow. Yeah. And I've been very fortunate to have been mentored and taught by some of the greatest coaches in the world.
For example?
For example would be Anthony Robbins or some of the landmark forum leaders or Tice from Seattle.
Tice?
Yes.
T-I-C-E?
T-I-C-E, yeah.
Okay. Tice is a person?
He's a person, yeah. He also has an organization called the Pacific Institute.
Okay.
It's a global training organization. And that was also my first gig as a facilitator in-house while I was still at Mercedes-Benz. So I was in a technical job, and I started to do organization development in-house using the Pacific Institute technology.
This Lou Tice.
Lou Tice.
Lou
yeah.
Tice is an
He's the founder. He's the
Oriental Asian person in Seattle.
No, he's a very white guy.
Oh, he's a very
He's bald, no hair, but he was really cute. He just had a birthday,
right.
And very, very nice guy. He's very loving and a true gentleman, and I adore him.
So what made you choose the Philippines to me? I mean, when did you say, okay, I'm becoming a great coach, global coach, and I start and my home base is Philippines. What made you choose Philippines?
I didn't consciously right away make that choice of Philippines being my home base. It was more something I again stumbled upon, and then the opportunity came up, and I took advantage of the opportunity. A friend of mine, whom I started a website with a couple years before I came here, he came here first, and then I called him up one day, and I was between jobs, and I said, "How's the Philippines? You know, what's it like there?"
This is before 2000 or after 2000?
This was around in the end of 2002. Yeah. And so we had some conversations on the phone for a few hours, and at the end of which I said, "Okay, I'm going to come over and I'm going to stay and see how long I can stay there without working for any corporation as long as possible.
Wow.
Let's just see how long I can last."
That was risky. That was risky.
That was taking a risk, yeah, because I put basically everything in storage in the U.S. I sold my cars, my motorcycles.
Wow.
And just said, "Oh, I'm off."
So you have made Philippines your home, and you're married to a beautiful lady,
Yes.
and you have 3 darling kids.
We have wonderful kids.
You want to share a little bit about them, and how did this happen, and how does it make you feel inside as a person to have a great family?
Well, it's actually a great new adventure, Raju. You have kids yourself, so you know.
I have men and women as kids.
Men and women, yeah, they're no longer
2
kids,
men and a
right?
little young girl, yeah.
Yeah, but in our hearts they'll always be kids, right?
Yeah.
So I met my wife in 2005 at a course called the Landmark Forum.
Right.
I had initially done this in 1998, and it's a wonderful course, and I highly recommend it. But she had taken it for the first time, and we met there, and she was quite vocal in her participation, and I was quite impressed who she was, and she walked like a princess. So I was like, oh. And then when I heard she was a vegetarian, I was already fallen for her, you know. That was it.
Okay. How's it going? How does it feel now to be a German American married to a Filipino? What are the strengths in the 2 cultures that have blended between you and her?
That's an excellent question. I think it's very compatible because Filipinas to me make the greatest wives in the world.
Okay.
I don't
You hear that?
You hear that?
Okay. Right.
And it's really, really great. Her and I, her name is Vicky.
Yeah.
We kind of live a life that's a bit different from the regular life. We believe in constant growth and development and always learning new things.
Both
of
you,
us.
So
yeah, and so we always read new books. We always take new classes, and it's been fantastic. It's such an adventure.
So your home is business, and your business is home, and it's a completely balanced life.
Yeah, even in the bed, we're still reading our books. You
No, you're a big person.
I'm a
You're
big person. I'm a
and she's
big
not
person.
6'8".
She's 5'3".
So what part of your life does she fulfill? Where was this vacancy of that 5'3"? Is she 5'3"? What part of her life does she fill? How does she satisfy you?
Oh, she's a powerful person. You know, in India, you're from India.
They have Japan.
They have. Oh, you're from Japan. Okay,
I'm from Krypton. Yeah.
For everybody, Raju is a samurai, or striving to be.
Okay, yeah.
What part does she fulfill?
Yeah.
You know, in India there's a saying: the first 2 years in a marriage, the husband wears the pants.
First 2 years.
First 2 years, yeah.
Okay.
And
then
after that, it's the wife
okay.
who wears the pants. Now, she's been very generous with me. She allowed me to wear the pants for 3 years.
So she switches to skirts sometimes.
She's now basically the CFO of our organization, but she's also my partner. She's a very powerful lady.
Yeah.
I respect her deeply, and she's super intelligent.
Yeah.
I'm now encouraging her to actually take her PhD. And let's see, we're still picking out the school and where that's going to happen.
Good for you. Good for you. Bjorn, we're coming to a break. We'll take a 2-minute break. And after the break, this is what I want to do, if it's okay with you. You know, people talk about coaching all the time. What I'd like to do is, if you can, if it's okay by you, we do a coaching session. You coach me, and then we'll talk about coaching and the benefits of coaching and how powerful it is. Is that okay?
Well, that's okay. However, we may not have enough time to come to a full completion.
Whatever little minor change you can bring about in stubborn old me. Is that okay? So, ladies and gentlemen, hang on, and we are with Coach Martinoff, and he'll come back and do a quick coaching session on me. And this is Expanding Science. I'm your host, Raju Mandhyan. Come back to us. Good evening. Welcome back to Expanding Science. We are still with Coach Bjorn Martinoff, and he's going to do a little coaching session on me, because from the school where I come from, we talk about action and then reflection. So we'll do a little action and then we'll reflect upon that action. Now, before Bjorn does coach me, I'd just like to tell you that you can watch us on YouTube. You can connect with us on Facebook and also on LinkedIn. And we'd be happy to get comments and insights from you, our viewers. And if you have any great stories on expats, you can share them with us. So let's get back to Bjorn Martinoff, the world's #1 executive coach. Bjorn, let's do a session.
Wow, thank you very much. I've just been
Upgraded.
promoted.
Right.
Your colleague Dan Boom called me the Asia's #1 executive coach.
Oh, your world's #1 to me, man,
world's
from where I'm
#1.
sitting.
Thanks very much. So you wanted to have some coaching. What do you want to get coaching on? Coaching in general, when I work with clients, they're looking for either some upgrade in terms of their results or their effectiveness. May that be in terms of hard dollars or in effectiveness in their leadership or with their teams.
I was
or
thinking
in their markets, you know.
Yeah, that's business and executive. I was thinking that most all of us wish to become a little bit better than ourselves. Is that true? Is that part of coaching? Is that
one would hope so. Most people have that need to continue to grow.
Correct.
However, people have that at varying degrees. You know, some people want to grow a little, and some people actually are perfectly comfortable being where they are in life.
Probably
gives them a lot of certainty.
So is there a certain probably hidden dream inside me, an unfulfilled dream inside me that you could kind of discover and kind of bring it to light?
That could be. We can dig and see what there is.
I'm your guest.
If there's anything
Be my guest,
there,
and I'm your
you
guest.
know.
Show
So
me,
what do you really want to talk about?
What I want to talk about, profession, this career as a TV host. Do you think that's a good subject to talk about?
Only you can tell that. How good of a subject you feel it is.
It's important because it's a very important part of my life, and I'm adding value and still gaining value at the same time.
Yes. So what inspires you about being a TV host?
What inspires me is the #1 that I can express myself. So things that I have learned, studied, experienced over the years, and part of them are being put out in my persona, in my presence here, in my behavior, in the discussions I create. That's one.
Yes.
And the other thing is that it's also a learning process, because I get to meet great people like you. So I pick up bits and pieces of new wisdom every now and then. So that's the part it fulfills.
Okay. And the part that fulfills you, says, is to be able to put yourself out and also learn something new.
Correct. Yeah. Renew myself every single day.
Renew yourself. Okay. So what I'm hearing is growth and significance. Is important. Anything else that's important to you in that aspect, in terms of your career as a TV host?
Do I want more, or is that the question? Do I want more, or?
No, what is it that inspires you about what you do here?
I think these two are the major things.
The major
Number one
ones.
is that I'm being able to expose my human side and get nurtured in the in the reverse, in retribution. I can get it.
Sure. And what's your goal?
What's my goal is that as an Expat Insights TV host, my goal is that I'd like the world to see that there are no differences between human beings, cultures. Sizes and shapes might differ.
Sure.
Like you're a big guy and I'm a small guy. Sizes and shapes may differ. Maybe backgrounds differ because of the experiences. But in terms of what our spiritual goals are and what we're putting out into the cosmos, it's almost the same. So maybe I'd like to bring that to the attention of the world. Is that